Hello and welcome to Math 3 homework review for the week of January 29th. So this week we started going over Pythagorean's theorem, and here we have some problems. We just need to know that we are going to have to round. So the first thing I'm going to do, of course, is draw my Pythagorean triangle. And we know this is going to be Pythagorean theorem because there is a right angle in it. This side is 13. This side is 5, and we need to find this side. Well, we went over the fact that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I'm going to call that my a side. This will be our b. And c is always the side across from the right angle. So, now I can just plug in my letters and numbers. So x squared plus 5 squared equals 13 squared. The order of operations tells us to do our exponents before we do our addition. So 5 squared is 25 because 5 times 5 is 25. 13 times 13 is 169. Next, it's house method. So here's our line. Here's our house. We need to get rid of the 25 by subtraction. And we get x squared equals 144. And our final step, to undo squaring a number, we square root a number. And that gives us x equals 12. So our answer is 12. We can type that into Delta Math, hit yes, and we got it correct. Now, the other one on here is just Pythagorean theorem with no picture given to us. So, since I know this is going to be talking about Pythagorean theorem, I'm still going to start off by drawing my triangle with my right angle. And then as I read, I'm going to fill it out. The hypotenuse of a right triangle measures 18. Well, hypotenuse is always across from the right angle. So this is going to be our 18. Which will also be our letter C. And one of its legs is 16. Both sides that make up the right angle are the legs. It does not matter which one. I'm going to put 16 for this one. And then they want us to find the other one. So this is definitely not a Pythagorean triplet, which means I'm going to have to bust out a calculator to do this math. So, start off writing my formula. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. My a is going to be our x squared plus 16 squared equals 18 squared. I'm going to open up a calculator because there is no way I can do this in my head. And I need to make sure it's on a scientific calculator. So first up is 16 times 16, which is 256. And then 18 times 18, 324. And then we do house method again. So there's my line. There's my house. We need to subtract 256. We get x squared equals 68. Now, the directions say round to the nearest tenth. So this is where the hard part comes in. Because we are going to, once again, square root both sides. And this is where I notice a lot of people struggling. So the square root of 68 is 8.2462. 8.2462. It keeps going, but I only need up to the 10th column. So I'm going to underline the tenths, which is the number right at the decimal. I circle the number next to it, and I just cross out everything else. Now I have to look. 4. Does 4 round up or stay the same? 4 stays the same, so I'm just going to cross it out. And my answer is going to be 8.2. So I can go into Delta Math, 8.2, type in my answer, and we get the correct answer. So hopefully this video helps you with your homework for the week. If you have any questions, please send me a message on Remind.